I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. No one can stop me. I'm the best ever.
You are watching a master at work.
Podcast, man. It's your boy Poppy Don.
And it's your girl Tia G. What's
Man,
good,
we got that nigga in here, Jaque Beatz, man.
Ooh.
Y'all best believe, y'all better know who it is, man. What's good, bro?
Hey, man. I'm here.
You here? That's
know
all
what?
that matters.
Yeah, man. I'm so happy to have you right now, man. Because literally, when I first saw you perform, I'm like, yo, I gotta get you on the podcast.
Yeah.
Like, I have to.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, from the art of metanoia, that's when I got my introduction to who Jaque Beatz was, and you were on Salsa with Your Mama remix. You know what I'm saying? You know the song is from J Noon. Shout out to J Noon. And letter M, Bogard, UV Lifestyle, Mikey. Shout out to my nigga Mikey. Like
shout out Mikey.
It was just a gang of motherfuckers on there spitting real shit, talking about they'll take your mom, they'll salsa with your mom, all that good shit. But then you had that verse, bro. You had that verse that made me say, what the fuck is going on?
First of all, I didn't even see that coming.
The nigga spit everything in Spanish, man. What was your grade in Spanish in high school? I knew you had to take like Spanish 3 too.
No, I didn't make it to Spanish 3. I think just because I graduated. But I had some decent grades. I wasn't bad.
You had to, cause then you spit the whole. Y'all gotta realize, like, y'all gotta stream the song for real. I mean, we said that last time, but everybody who was on there spit a hard ass verse. Like everybody, I felt like everybody was like trying to come at each other's neck. You know what I'm saying? In a real competitive way. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be competitive.
But I feel like they cut the beat a little bit, and your shit dropped in. You was the last one. It's kind of like just like the samurai just came through and like
Yeah, man.
you know what I mean? Came through and gave everybody the work. You feel me? So. Where did your verse come from? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I was talking to Jay about that shit, and he was just like, bro, like, he just popped off with the shit, man. So I want to know where it came from, you know what I'm saying, from your point of view.
All right. I guess to really start things off, I am the producer of Salsa with Your Mama.
Yeah.
Hey.
So we of course, you know, Jay has his song, it's his single, and everybody loves it. They won't stop singing it.
Yeah.
And we decided to do a remix, and it actually took a while.
Okay.
For everybody, you know, like, oh, you know, some people had their verses, but the first time we talked about it, I wrote my verse, and I didn't like it, but it was there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I might not like it today.
Was it in English?
Like it tomorrow. It was. Yeah. It was in English, and once we were putting the remix together, I thought to myself, like, all right, everybody's here, and you know that's when the competitive spirit kicks in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, I made the beat. I don't gotta do that.
Yeah.
So I basically made my own song. And I think I was in a mode. I was already locked in the studio for about a week before that.
Yeah.
And that's when I was already doing a bunch of crazy things already. So I decided to myself, like, how much crazier can this get? And that's when I grabbed the chips, I grabbed the salsa. I'm like,
You had the whole effects going on.
yeah, I had to sing it in Spanish. So like I'm singing, you know, the first part in Spanish and, you know, having a blast, and then I get to the verse, the same verse that I wrote from back then, it started to sound good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, like, don't rap it, sing it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And then once I sung it, I was like, wait a minute, I got about halfway and I stopped and I said, this is not how it goes.
Wow.
And then I went and got chips and ate the chips while reading the verse. Then I was like, oh, here it is.
Wow.
This is how you do it. Like, you gotta do it while eating the chips. I didn't.
This man.
Yeah, I got about halfway and I was like, nah, it's not enough. I haven't gone too far yet.
Yeah.
I ate the chips while doing it, and I was like, oh, there we go.
The chips gave the juice.
No, I did.
Oh, man.
That shit was hard. That shit was hard. And you performed on the stage too at your 808
At
show.
the 808 show.
You had the chips and everything, man.
I ain't gonna lie, I wanted some of them chips.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, man.
Look, it's a very proud moment. I'm not really a tweeter, but
Yeah.
I wanted to tweet it. It's in my drafts and everything. Like right after the show, I was so appreciative that there were so many people on stage and they did not finish my chips. They left some for me.
Hey.
I actually felt like I turned around. I was like, I ain't never gonna see these chips again. I got that one chip right before the verse. I said it's over with. I'm never gonna see it again. I turned around. I saw my chips put down, rolled up. I saw the salsa right next to it, closed up. I said, you know what? I got some wholesome friends.
And
Shout out to your friends, man.
I know I gotta say, like, for black people, you gotta applaud black people. Cause
Like
you open up a bag of chips around black people, they not coming back.
I see so many hands. I was like, it's over with. Like,
then they start opening up the sauces. I was like, oh shit, man, it's a wrap, man. It's a wrap.
But I turned around, you know, they came through. So shout out to every single one. Shout
out to everybody on stage for being courteous black people and not living up to the stereotype. You know what I'm saying? For real.
I did want to ask you, how did you guys come up with the artist that you guys wanted to be on the remix?
Man, we're cool with all these people. Like, you know, we cool. We know each other, great friends. We're in like 30,000 group chats. You know, making fun of each other, et cetera, et cetera. So I think it was really it was already set in stone. It was not, you know, like, you know, you think of the first people that come to your head, and it's like it's everybody that's already around you. So it's like, why not? You know. So that's 5 seconds. That's not even something we really have to think about.
That's really dope, man. To be around so many like creative
talented people, And everybody was on subject. Everybody knew what the fuck, you know what I'm saying, what the song was about, and you know what I'm saying. Everybody just kept going. That shit was hard to me.
Man, I think, it's only a matter of time for that whole song just blow up completely, like the whole world, like
the new swag surf type shit, man. For real, like a whole epidemic.
That's how we treat it. So it better happen like that.
Yeah, man.
It will happen like that, man. Stay tuned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So I want to talk about this. You know, the last show that you performed. So of course you're part of 808. You know what I'm saying? And that right there is artist, producer, engineer, right?
Actually, it's all players eat.
See, JD, all right. Jay Newton, he gave us like, it's artists, producers, engineer, but then you can flip it and then say all players eat.
All players eat. We got additional production encouraged.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
it's all different types of
all pimps eat, like whatever.
All pimps eat, man. I like that.
Yeah, whatever you want APE to be, man. You know, but mostly top one, artist, producer, engineer, of course.
Yeah, the professional one.
The professional.
The one for the commercials, the one for the business execs. That's the corporate side. But really, it's all players eat, all pimps eat, all that shit.
Yeah.
So with that, like how do you play your role? Because I feel like you possess all three.
Yeah, I'm the like.
You the fucking prime.
You
the silverback in that motherfucker.
Like I don't know if people watch the Jungle Book. You know, when they all the monkeys was in that big old, you know, the big old structure.
Yeah.
And they had the real huge monkey in there. And he's really chilling.
That's
like,
you.
Yeah, that's me. I ain't
beat on your chest.
I ain't going nowhere. I'm just in there chilling. You know.
Okay.
Hey.
And so I guess with that, like, does it, like, musically, I guess you can just touch on everybody's song then. You know what I mean? Like you can kind of put your own Jaque Beatz style to it. You know?
I don't intrude. I don't intrude. I actually like seeing people do their own thing independently.
Okay.
I enjoy that actually. I enjoy that something can happen when I'm not there. So that's really what I love about 8 is that, you know, I don't have to be there for anything that happened.
Yeah.
You know, I can show up and they can play me something. I don't have to be responsible for everything. Everybody is independent on their own. You know, I can roll out of bed and, you know, get a call like, hey, we got 2 new songs. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm on the way to hear them.
Yeah.
You know, and I can fully enjoy it. Like, hey, I ain't got nothing to do with that. And I like it. You know, like, I really enjoy it. But when they do ask, you know, I'll step in.
You step in and you put the 8 shirt on then.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man, you got the confidence, man.
Yeah, man. But I do want to ask you, how many instruments do you play? Like,
yeah, I definitely wanted to ask you that.
Cause I saw your Instagram the other day, and you were playing like, what do you call that? Was it the piano or something?
Yeah, it was a regular keyboard.
Right,
I was just holding it like.
I was like, wait, it was hella dope. And I'm like, yo, you're hella talented.
So I mainly play piano. That's where I started. After piano, I play trumpet,
Hey, I play the trumpet too.
Yeah, you play trumpet?
I did.
Yeah, I had a couple friends that played trumpet. Like, we enjoyed it. Trumpet. Self-taught guitar. So.
You self-taught yourself on that?
Yeah, like, you know, like my dad plays guitar, but he gave me about 3 chords, and you know, I pretty much looked up the rest.
And you just work from there.
And I make it work.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. So you basically you can create your song and be like, I want to create a live instrumentation for my beat, and you can just go ahead and do that by yourself.
Yeah, even if I'm not professional, I enjoy it not being professional.
You know who else I seen do that before? Ryan Leslie. Remember Ryan Leslie?
Yeah,
he can do every instrument. I seen that man do from getting on the boards, making the beat from there, adding in the piano, adding in the keys, adding in a little guitar. It was just ridiculous on what he did for like one beat. You know what I'm saying? So
I watched a lot of Ryan Leslie.
yeah, he's a goat.
A lot. All the videos of him like making, like he'll put out the song and he'll do like the making of video. Like I watched all of that.
So okay, so with that question, who would be, I guess, like your influencers for, I guess, just producers? You know what I mean? Because what you do is you're multi-talented. You can make music and also create the sound of it. So who are just like, I guess, your influencers on the producer side, the engineering side?
Childish Gambino.
Yeah. Okay. Kanye. Thank you.
Top 2.
Shout out Kanye, man. He from my city, man.
No specific order. So like these are 2 people that have pushed the limit
Of sound and everything.
of sound.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So when it comes from like a artist standpoint, like what artist? I mean, I guess you can consider Kanye artist as well. Too. I mean, he is, and so as well as Childish Gambino. But from an artist standpoint, like, do you have a favorite artist right now, or anybody that inspires you from an artist standpoint?
now, when we mention artists and like the artists, we got artists that that inspired me from to get here, and then I got an artist that inspires me now. So
I mean, we could talk about both. I mean,
Yeah, we can do both.
they're both.
Let's start from the top.
So from then I was growing up and just listening to. Back in the days, it was definitely T.I.
Yeah, I think everybody was T.I. Yeah.
Coming up from then, like that was when I really like first started to rap. Like you got the people that really want you to really make you feel like you want to rap.
Yeah.
And then later on, it turned into Kendrick, Cole,
the more lyrical side.
Yeah, the more lyrical side. You wanna, when you want to learn new things, you kind of explore. But right now, I mean, of course, I'm being inspired by no other than my fellow ape, Jay Newman. So.
Oh, we love Jay Newman. Shout out Jay Newman, man.
Yeah, and that's practically my favorite artists. Like them, like Ape, East Chain, like. Yeah. I've gotten to the point where like I'm actually inspired by my friends compared to.
And that's I mean, for me, that's big. That's big.
Shout out to both of them, but though East Chain as well as 808 very like dope people. I mean, you guys inspire me as well.
Yeah, everybody on there. Yeah.
So I did want to ask you. So speaking of East Chain, we do know that you've been friends with Mikey and Willie for such a long time. We just seen that they had a have a #1 song out with Missy Elliott. How much does that inspire you, especially since you guys grew up kind of like together, you guys in the same circle? How much does that influence you?
I'm proud. I'm really proud of them. I'm not gonna lie. I'm proud because I know we've all been through, and
a lot of shit.
I know that feeling too. I know that feeling of having like a placement that first time you hear like a celebrity, like on your music, you didn't at first you don't think it's really possible, and then you're listening to it and it's like, nah, this is actually possible. Like their voice, my music, like at the same time, like the same track, and everybody's listening to this, So it's just a proud moment, and I just want them to have fun and enjoy that excitement. So it's inspiring, and even though you've been there before, you want to be there again. So. Yeah, I'm just 100% happy for him. Like I just want to see it happen. You know.
I think
sideline. I just want to watch. You know?
Yeah, I just want to watch to see where it goes.
Yeah.
And
And
shout out to my brothers.
and that's just kind of crazy because like just coming from your end, like when you say you get inspired by your friends, but when you look at all your friends are 808. You got the people, you got your boys in East Chain, you got other other friends in the music industry that are making moves that are climbing heights in this industry. Like I find that to be the most accessible source of motivation and influence ever than trying to other people get caught where they have to kind of search for that. But you can just you can go to J Newton, you can go to Boston, you go to anybody like man, that's what I needed today. You know what I mean? That's okay, bet. You know what I'm saying? I got something today to make another song just because of the energy that they bring. You know what I mean? So
we're just some of us are dying to have a conversation with the greats.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, your homie's great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can have a conversation, talk to them all the time.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
just from conversation, just text messages. You know what I'm saying? Random texts. Hey, you're the greatest. Just
Oh man, that's real.
No, you're the greatest.
That's real.
Going back and forth. So that's just motivating altogether.
I feel like that's so important too, by the way. I mean, just cheering on your friends when they have something going on is very important to support your friends and anything that they're doing, especially if you agree with what they're doing. But I did want to take it back to, I know you talked about having your first placement, so let's talk about your first big placement and who was that with, or what was it? Like
Honestly, my biggest placement is Lecrae.
Ooh,
we met Lecrae last year, right?
A few times,
yeah, a few times.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about it.
First, that's the biggest placement. On his album Anomaly.
Oh yeah, okay.
So Good,
Awesome.
Bad, Ugly. That's me and friend. I was gonna say best friend in the whole wide world. Casey Rochelle. So she wrote the hook. She stayed on it. I'm happy about that.
Awesome.
And we pretty much gave him the whole song. It was big, and where was I? I was in Tennessee.
Okay.
And, minding my business. I'm getting ready to do a show, and I get a text like, "Oh, you got track 13." I'm like, "What?"
and that was on what album? That was
Anomaly.
Yeah, Anomaly was a great one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess talking.
Congratulations on that, by the way.
Yeah, and talking about Lecrae, from a standpoint of being raised in the church, and then they did have the gospel rap, but it was always, you can tell there was gospel rap, but then you have somebody, Lecrae comes in, who kind of shifts the gospel culture to the point where it's like, damn, is this gospel? You know what I'm saying? Or is this or is this just rap? And I remember talking to him about that too, and it was just crazy because I'm like, yo, he really pushed the boundaries on what gospel can sound like, and how everybody from any type of sector can praise God. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, and I know for the traditional Christians, he does piss them off. You know what I'm saying? And man, it's crazy because who was I with? I forgot. It was a year ago, 2 years ago. Yeah, it was 2 years ago, and I was talking about Lecrae, and they were just like, oh, I don't know, because he's you can see Lecrae with some of these artists out here, you know what I'm saying? And to me, I'm looking at it oh shit, he's basically bridging the gaps, you know what I'm saying? Like just how Kanye did with Kurt, you know what I'm saying? How he had Kurt Franklin doing
Jesus Walks.
Yeah, Jesus Walks, you know what I'm saying? So I feel
that was a legendary song, by the way.
Yeah, legendary. And I just feel just for you being on that, you know what I'm saying, being on that album with that type of artist who's really pushing the boundaries on gospel and how hip hop can sound and how gospel, rap can sound is just amazing. You feel me? And also with that, I know you were signed to No Genre, right? B.O.B. So tell me, I really want to know the experience with that. You know what I mean? With being around B.O.B. and being signed to him.
Oh, I mean, it's cool. It's that time when you learn everybody's still a regular person.
Yeah,
yeah. And they do what you do. They wake up.
Yeah.
They put their shoes on.
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised, but it's still, I have proof now.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, I'm pretty sure everybody does, but when you really start to see it, and it's just like, oh, you know, you run around, crack jokes, trip and fall, like we're all still
all the same.
Yeah, we're all the same no matter what. So that's kind of what it just opened up to, like, hey, like we're still regular. Mm-hmm. There's no, you know, like no matter what goes on in the world, like we're all still human beings. And, you know, we can all die. Like, we can't dodge that, so nothing makes us any superior than the other person.
You know what? I said the same thing as well. Like, no matter how high of no matter a celebrity or not, like, if the banks were to close today, we're all equal. You know what I'm saying? I say that all the time because that's really what makes us different between celebrities or whatever you want to call people that has all the clout or whatever. That's the only thing that makes us different. And the notoriety, I guess. Maybe.
We're all people.
We're all
It's cool. So that's what I learned, and I was kind of happy about that. You know.
Yeah.
He wasn't like a person that was like, oh, you know, look at me. It wasn't any of that.
Yeah.
It was regular. Come in, throw his bag down. We throw our bags down. You know.
Mm-hmm. And just get to work.
Yeah, like joking around, like regular. You know, everybody got a regular cup, drinking regular water.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, because like, I know he's on your album Ox, the latest album that you dropped. Yeah. So I know he was on there, and then doing some research about you. You feel me? And then seeing like, man, he was signed to B.O.B. And I always wanted to know how that experience was. Like, you know what I'm saying? Did you like musically? What did you learn from B.O.B.? You know what I'm saying? And like even like I guess the good and the bad. You know what I mean? Because it's always being signed to somebody is always like some bad to it, but there's also some upside to it because you get to learn. So I always wanted to know how that was for you, that whole journey.
I didn't really record in front of people since I'm by myself producing, recording, writing. I'm doing that all on my own. So the biggest thing I probably learned was how to record in front of people. Because it's like you record in front of people, you feel like it's this audience. You're like, oh man, I don't want to make a mistake. You want to like do everything in one take and call it a day. And it's like, nah, this ain't how it works, and I'm not sugarcoating that. So I learned, record in front of people. If you got to start over, you start over. Like,
is that the reason why like a lot of studios, like the actual recording booth is like way off in the studio, or it's closed off, like it's covered so people can't really see inside or out? You know what I mean? Is that?
At the end of the day,
I know some people probably still shy, like when it comes to wanting to like create a different sound that people aren't used to, things like that. So
now, no lie. This is learning to record in front of people doesn't mean everybody's welcome.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, me being an artist, I do have to try new things. The only way I'm gonna find out this doesn't work is if I go through it fully.
Yeah.
I can't go in halfway and we don't like it yet, so we're gonna scrap it.
Yeah.
And not really try anything new. We're not doing anything for real. Mm-hmm. So we have to go through all the way. And once we realize, okay, it's gonna suck for the first half.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be great for the next half.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden it's a great idea, and then everybody else follows through. And they're not worried about it sounding bad halfway because they know how it's gonna sound on the other side. But if we never get there, we're not gonna find out.
Yeah. Okay. Dope. All right, so I know my introduction to you was the Salsa with Your Mama remix at the Art of Metanoia. So who is Jaque Beatz, man? Like I always I need to know, because after seeing you perform there, I realized like, man, he's much more talented than, what I'm saying? I know it's a deeper side to it. It's much more talented what you see just on the stage, you know what I mean? But you show a lot of it, you know what I mean? So like, who are you, man? Like
I don't know.
You don't know. You're an anomaly or something.
Like, I really don't.
Still figuring it out.
I don't know. Cause like, what am I gonna say that's gonna
make it go? Wow, okay, that's what.
Yeah, like there's nothing like there's not. I don't do anything on the side. Like I'm not a carpenter.
Yeah.
Just
Jaque Beatz.
Just another, I
I think that's dope though. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I think it's dope to be able to just be your creative self and not have to have a side hustle on the side. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So how was that like? So did you attend college and then do music, or did you graduate high school and then do music? Like how did it go?
I did music the whole time. Mm-hmm. I started music. I was about. After piano lessons, I knew. Like even my piano teacher knew because she went to my mom and said, "Hey, he's playing what he want to play. He don't want to play
what I'm trying to teach.
What I'm trying to teach him." So he's like, "Look, he's not gonna quit.
Yeah.
We just don't need to waste our time with the lessons."
Yeah.
And from that point, you know, they sent me home and I never quit. So, and then I started making beats around 12. From that point, I learned how to record and plug in a microphone, sit back in the computer, freestyle, recycle some verses. You know, I'm like 13, whatever. You know,
That's awesome.
and then I started writing for real. You know, you start going through a couple of things in life.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is what I want to talk about. I'm gonna put this in a song. I'm gonna put that in a song. That's what it turned into. That's what all of these years pretty much turned into that. You know, graduating, I went to college for like a year.
Yeah.
Distracted a little bit. You know, I'm going to class and then I'm leaving to go home and do a verse. Go
Join
back
the club,
to class. Went back home and do another verse.
Yeah.
College just wasn't for me.
Yeah. Join the club.
I went through with it.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna like just be like whatever, but I'm gonna go until I can't go anymore.
Yeah.
And that was 365 days. So
Hey, you know that's what it is. I mean, that was me. Well.
Yeah.
But I did want to ask you. So if you were to like categorize yourself or put yourself in one particular genre of music, what would it be?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Cause I was gonna, like you say, you had did a song with Lil Craig. That's gospel, and then you can sing, and then you can rap, and then that's what I was wondering. Like, do you put yourself in that bubble, or you just classify yourself as like a creative genius?
I'm just gonna stick with creative. I let other people put genius on there.
I'm putting the genius on it for you. You hear me? Genius.
Yeah.
Because literally, when I watched you on that stage,
Yo, the last
I
show
was in
was
awe.
ridiculous because honestly, I keep saying this, but the first time I saw you was at the Art of Metanoia, but that wasn't your song. But seeing you perform your own set at the 808,
The
I
crowd
said,
was going
what
crazy,
the
by the way.
like you coming back in, changing clothes, getting the scene right. When you came back in with the overall one piece, on some Jason shit, I was like, damn, this man. And then like you could hear the song, I'm like, damn, this motherfucker, like all he needed now was the fucking machete, and he would have been like going. You know what I'm saying? Like
we couldn't get in.
you could, they couldn't. The club wouldn't let you get in.
They wouldn't let us get in.
Yeah, man. But man, I just like tell me about that, bro. Like I'm not an artist, right? But I have close friends that are artists. You know what I'm saying? And just going to some of my favorite artists' concerts and seeing them perform. How does it feel to be on stage, the crowd rocking with your music, rocking with your energy? Like, how does that feel,
and
man?
singing,
Because
singing and rapping your lyrics.
yeah, and doing and like being you on the stage, like, oh, I'm gonna jump on the keyboard right now. Oh, I'm gonna like do this. Like, how does that feel?
Don't worry, I have more to this answer.
Yeah.
But I'm for real when I say I don't know. Only because there are two different jobs going on.
Yeah.
When this is happening. So I'm the performer and you guys are the audience.
Yeah.
So you guys are taking in all the energy I'm giving out. So I left. I walked off stage like fine, relaxed.
Yeah.
You know, like I got it on my system.
Yeah.
It's cool. Went back to sit down and, you know, pretty much waited for the next cue. But it wasn't until I got home and I was getting sent videos of the performance. Then I realized I'm sitting in front of my phone and I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, this is what everybody else feels when they see it.
Man, that shit was crazy, man.
I don't know anything until I get back and I see what I did.
Yeah, bro. So it was just like the crowd, bro, like was just going crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, damn, he's like, that's true artistry right there in my eyes. Because once you can capture the crowd, still stay focused on your set. You feel me? Because then you went off and started playing the keys. I'm just like, damn, like, how can you do that, bro? Like, what is really like? I know you say you don't know, but like, what's actually like going through your mind? You just following like the kind of like direction that you gave yourself. Like you've been practicing or something? Like, how do you do that?
For the most part.
Okay.
I've set out, you know, what I can do, when I can do it,
Yeah.
how fast I can do it, how long it's gonna take me to do it. I plan all these things out to show how fast I can get in that jumpsuit.
Yeah.
You know.
That's how I want to know. But damn, you came back.
Yeah,
like,
that was really fast, by the way. I was like, damn.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
It takes a lot of practice, discipline, you know, and also with being a performer, it's like, for example, when you're like, if you're juggling, right?
Yeah.
And everyone else is watching you like juggle and they're like being entertained, like you can't watch you juggle. Because as soon as you start watching you juggle,
you mess up.
You mess up.
Yeah,
So
that's
you can't
true.
watch yourself entertained. You gotta wait. And if no one has this on camera, oh well.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna mess up. So while I'm up there, I can't stop and enjoy the show. I can't listen to me sing. I can't do any of that. I have to keep it moving all the way into the end. And then I can go back. Somebody got a video, great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, I always wanted to know that, and I never. This is my first time you like really like asking that question, and I just always wanted to know like what is going through your mind during your whole set. You feel me? Like especially when, cause you have some artists that just go up there, jump around, you know, sing their lyrics, and they get off stage. But then you have other ones like you're like yourself who are doing other things, changing their clothes, hopping on other instruments, like you know what I'm saying, like. That takes a lot of skill, and I think for real fans that we really look at that like
Definitely,
thank you,
because I am
thank
a
you,
huge
thank
fan
you, bro.
now.
Because
Okay.
I know when I go to like my favorite, like of course everyone should know by now, like Kanye is my favorite artist, #1. So and Travis Scott too. So when I go to their concerts, they're just not standing there. You feel me? They're like. Shit, Travis Scott was on 2 roller coasters. The when I went on his Astroworld concert, you feel me, like, and rapping at the same time, you feel me, and then Kanye floating in the air, like, you feel me, like doing those type of things. It's just like, how the fuck can you do this, man, and still stay on point with the lyrics, still know you know what I'm saying? It's just like,
Because we're not watching. We gotta push the envelope and make sure we're still pushing the envelope.
yeah. You push
Making
the
sure
envelope.
everything is on its time, and it's like
Yeah.
everything on time. Everything time, right? I thought so. Yeah. So that's
Everything's spot on. Gotta make sure all the execution is on point.
wow.
Damn, that shit's crazy, bro. Cause I'm not an artist, man, but I just see it from in the crowd. I'm just like, damn, how are they like still staying up with this? Like, how are they keeping up beat? Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, man.
shout out to Jaque Beatz, man. For real, man. For real, man. So, I wanna get into like some questions, man. Just like your opinion on the state of hip hop in Atlanta. What do you see right now that you like or dislike?
Great question, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Great question.
Thank you. It must be the tequila. Thank
Shout
you.
out to the tequila.
Thank
you.
Great question. Questionable person to ask. Because I live under a rock. So I've recently, like, after finishing Ux, kind of walking out, meeting some really cool people, and seeing what's really going on. And I think from what I already knew from the industry to now, it's like you can kind of do anything you want anywhere. So it was one point where we were worried about, how many followers we should have, or like it was a popularity contest with who can do what. And I'm like, nah, we had a sold out show and none of us have, I don't even have 5K followers. So it was like, which one really matters? It didn't, everything just kind of seemed a little fake to me at one point. So seeing a popularity contest and then you got people who like really work hard on their music and, it might not be as popular, but it was like, it didn't matter because you can listen to what you want to listen to. You're always going to be a fan of that person, no matter what. And that's one thing we have to learn is like, okay, you got 900 followers, but somebody in there really, really likes your music. And that number don't matter to them. They just know that they follow you. That's all they really care about. Everybody is really caring one at a time. We don't care 100,000 people at a time. We care one at a time. Everybody's got to care on their own time. So we kind of get caught up thinking like all 100,000 people is gonna see you know, this at one time, or making sure you post at the right time.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We get caught up in a lot of that. So
we were just talking about that shit.
Just so we can look a little bit, just so we can look a little bit better. But it's like, nah, like, you know, we have to kind of break out of it, because we all still kind of get caught up in it. But just remembering, like, it doesn't matter, because the person who really wants to see it, they're gonna see it. Even if it doesn't show up on the timeline, they're gonna check your page. And they're gonna see the new post. They're gonna like it. So it's like everybody's following what they want to see all the time. So now I'm kind of like more interested in artists who don't have a lot of followers.
Oh man,
you know, so,
let's talk about that, man.
And I know
That's
like the social media. I know we were talking about that heavily with Jay and with Jay Newton, and he was talking about the same thing. We were talking about like
very
when to
much
post.
so. This
like,
is crazy.
Oh man, like why should I care when I post, or you know what I'm saying? Why should I care how many likes I get, whatever? Because like for an artist, man, I know if you like music and you know, say for you, someone in the crowd is like, damn, I really fucks with Jaque Beatz. You feel me? And then you go ahead, they follow you, and you know, you don't have that many followers, or you're probably more open, so you're like, oh, I'm gonna follow him back. But that means the world to that person. You feel me? It's like, damn, Jaque Beatz just killed it on stage, and now he's following me. Like, you feel me? So it's like,
I'm still waiting on the follow, by the way.
like really, if you are, like,
I am following you though.
I'm serious. Like, don't get me wrong. People come through.
oh shit.
And since like
Still waiting for that follow.
I don't know names or like anything, but like if people like just DM me and they're like, hey, I was at the show.
Yeah, follow me back.
It's like I'll follow you back, because like I don't think like the way Instagram's set up now is like you only see so many notifications.
Very much so.
So I usually like flip, because I'm like, oh man, I don't really see what happened.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about how many people saw it, but now I don't get to see everybody who saw what happened.
Yeah.
So I'm only seeing the first however many notifications, and then everything else is like, I gotta go do more work to go see everything that really happened, and I'm not sure who is who back and forth, you know.
Yeah.
And that puts work on me as one person. So, you know, I've had friends that do the same, you know, like I follow people and they didn't follow me like right then that moment, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah.
You know? And then like before you know it, boom, they follow you back. It's just like, all right, cool. Like now you see what I post.
You gotta get through those notifications, man.
But you know what? It's so crazy, because I always said this. I've always hated the concept of social media. I barely post pictures on my timeline simply because I don't like the concept of likes. I feel like whoever, like, I don't even know, I always say this, I never even knew when likes became a thing. Like when did it become a thing? The amount of followers, like, all of this.
You know when it started? Let me tell you when it started. It went all the way back to MySpace. Who had their top friend list?
Oh, yeah.
That top friend list meant a lot, bro.
You ain't had nobody you really knew in your top friends list. You had celebrities. Like, we had celebrities. Just like, these ain't your friends. Like, you know,
But now I feel like it's more personal. I mean, I feel like, and I say this all, like, for real, like, as I'm a bartender as well. I do a little bartending on the side. The number of followers matters so much. I mean, just being in Atlanta, like, I'll go to a job and they'll be like, oh, how many followers you got? As if that's so important. It's just like, why does it matter if I'm so talented, how many followers that I have? That doesn't even really mean anything, because say if I have 80,000 followers and only 20 people liking the post, it's not really.
Yeah.
Business perspective.
Yeah. And I think with that, what you were talking about, it shouldn't really matter, but I watched a lot of Gary Vee, and then he was really big on that, where he's like, look,
analytics.
In a few years, like, digital content is gonna be your currency. Like, social media is gonna be your currency in a sense. You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean? Like, everything right now is on the internet. You can pull up everything. You feel me? Like, even books. Like, you don't even need physical books anymore. You can pull up an ebook now. So I think the concept of likes and all that kind of brings it back to that. Like, hey, your social media, your digital content is currency. So the more you have, the more richer you are virtually, in a sense. You know what I mean?
You feel valuable.
Yeah, you feel valuable, because the way the world is going now, like, we're going deeper and deeper into the internet. You feel me? Like, it's not gonna be a lot of physical shit anymore. You feel me? Because shit, you can look at it now, like, bro, look, I could stay in the house, I could buy a car, I could order food, I could order groceries, I could order fucking house supplies off my fucking phone.
The internet is dope for
You feel me?
introverts like myself.
I could goddamn order a girlfriend and shit, like all type of crazy shit, bro. You feel me? Like,
Hey, that's real.
like no dead ass, man. Like you don't like. I feel like now, like that the technology is pushing towards like it's cutting human interaction in a sense. You know what I mean? Like physical human interaction. Because I can talk to you on social media all day, but then when I see you, we don't talk, we don't speak.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's real.
Like, we're not friends for real.
Yeah, you're not friends. Yeah,
but we can talk all day
on social media.
On social media.
Like you ever just go to the club and then sit down and you like, damn, everybody got sections, everybody friends and shit, but everybody on their fucking phone. I thought we came here to party. I thought we came here to take shots, listen to the music and shit. You know what I mean? So
because the thing about it, it's not even about that no more. Everything's about social media, phones, and a lot of people not even enjoying real life because they're so busy on the phone or on social. You know what I'm saying? Like it's much more to life than that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, there's no one to point the finger at.
Yeah, no,
like
there's no one.
The concept of likes was just a good concept gone bad.
Yeah.
So
I think everything comes out good and then it turns out too much of it.
Yeah, you take a picture, like I want to let you know that, hey, I like your picture.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, we go from, hey, I like your picture, and now we want like people we don't know to like our picture.
Yeah.
And it gets out of hand. Same even when I'm in the grocery store and I'm going to like pick up a handful of things. By the way, my budget is my hands. If I can't carry it, I don't need to buy it. So my hands are full. Stop shopping. So I'm just in there and I'll take out my phone only because the list is on my phone, and then I'll put my phone away. But then I'll look around and everybody's really in their phone. Like, you in the onion section on your phone.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, you know what I mean? It's cool.
You're not even picking out the most healthiest onions because you on your phone.
You're not, but
you just grabbing that shit. Like it's crazy, bro. It's crazy how this shit goes.
Like we can't just do one. We can't run one errand without looking at our phone. And it's what's cool for me, which goes back to being with like East Chain and the Apes and all of that, is that when we're around them, it's like my phone disappears.
That's so good,
because it's like, who am I gonna tell I'm here? These are the people. These, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't show y'all nothing. Y'all here.
Yeah.
You know, so you talk, you kind of forget. Like we might, only if the conversation diverts to your phone. Like you know, we make a funny tweet about somebody in the room, but we're interacting with the people in the room.
You know that that's cool. You know that's cool. You said that because I know every time, bro. Every time we go to the studio with what I'm saying with Willie and Mikey and them, it's just like we just talking the whole time. Like I'm not really pulling my phone out. You feel me? I'll probably pull my phone out. They about to make some crazy ass beats, and I'm like, yo, I gotta show the world this shit. But other than that, it's like, bro, my phone in my pocket, man, the whole time. And
somebody from the outside texts you, and you took your phone out, you opened up the text, you read it, and you didn't text them.
Yeah, because the conversation that we having and the energy that we have is just like, bro, I'm cool, man. Like right now, this. I want to be in the present of this because right now we talking about some real shit. We young legends, you know what I'm saying, young goats and shit like that. That's like, I just want to be focused on this conversation right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So. Sometimes, you know, it's a lesson, man. So we gotta focus on the present. Gotta stay the fuck away from your phone sometimes, man. Damn, like it's crazy, but I mean that's just technology, man. You feel me? That's just technology. But Jaque, man, look, I want to know. So you produced a song for Skippa the Flippa, right? And that's featuring Young Thug, right? So tell me about that one.
It wasn't a full surprise, but it was a surprise for me because of course me and Skippa were in the studio chilling. You know, he believe it or not, like early that day was when I met him. He's like, yo, tonight, like can we get in the studio tonight? I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
You know, like let's do it. Get in the studio, you know, and I of course I start working on the beat. He calls me like, well he didn't call me, but he's on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
You know, he's like load it up. You know, so like everything happened like so fast because that wasn't the only song we did in that session.
Okay.
So it was just like ridiculously fast, and I'm like, oh wow, like you know, he's like, is it ready? I'm like, hold on, like, you know, I'm like, I'm saving it. So yeah, it was just a really fast session. Everything was cool. He called me the other day. You know, he's like, hey, I got Thug on it. I'm like, oh. You know, like,
okay.
That's the last thing, you know, I would have heard.
You got Thug on that motherfucker.
Yeah, so
okay.
Like, okay, cool. You know, and you know, you producing is kind of a waiting game.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, at that point it's just like, all right, when that happens, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of showed up a little bit faster than expected for me to, you know, still have to focus on Ape Show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got a million other things to do. So I'm like, look, when it shows up, I'll handle it.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as Ape Show's over with,
That's
I get
right.
tagged in a post saying that it's dropping at midnight. I'm like, oh.
So that song was created like what, like a couple days before Ape Show, or like when, like?
Oh no, it was between, like, it was a while back.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it was a while back. So it was just nice to know, like you know, it came out.
How was it to work
Oh,
with
man.
Skippa, man? Because I know like
Fast worker.
shit, he was dope as fuck on QC. I know he's not with QC right now. That's all that bullshit
Yeah,
going
I mean,
on, but
he's fast worker. Like, skip like
He get it in,
like
get it
there,
out.
right here, yeah, like fast work.
no pad, no pen, just boom, 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 boom. Or
You know what? Nah, it wasn't no one pad, one pen.
damn, motherfuckers
That's
really be
talent,
freestyling,
man.
bro.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers really just be freestyling. Like I noticed a lot of our favorite songs came from artists with no pad, no pen. Shout out to Gucci, cause goddamn Gucci, like back.
Shout out to Future.
Future.
I just had
Shit,
to.
Migos do that shit. Jay-Z do that shit too. It's a lot of great artists that go in.
Shout out Mikey, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Michael Aristotle, he don't use a motherfucking
I never, you know,
pad.
hey, you know what? That's a fun fact. I never seen a motherfucking pen, a pad, anything in the studio when I'm in there with Mikey, bro. Never.
No.
Never. I don't, you know what I'm saying? This shit all in this dome, man. Like, what about you? Like, do you like to freestyle? Do you like to sometimes jot your shit down?
Man,
Like,
I'm pen and paper, and we gonna hope I can read this chicken scratch.
okay. When you done with it.
Yeah, I write on my phone sometimes, but I've gotten away from that. I kind of got into it
Mhm.
when I started getting in the studio, and I learned that, like, oh man, people really just walk in the booth
Yeah.
and they do the whole song, and I'm out here like, hold on,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And I started to hate that when I'd be recording myself and my phone's on like 19%.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
damn.
damn.
So now it's
Damn.
like I'm trying to write in a dying phone, and everybody's texting me, and when I get done writing it, I'm not gonna have enough battery
To even
to
read off.
to read it back to myself.
Damn.
From that point, I said, you know what, pen and paper doesn't die. So I
See,
put it
technology,
on-
man. That shit.
Yeah.
See, that's
But
what we're
you're-
going back to,
yeah.
man. But all right, man. Hey, you know what? I like that though, because a lot of artists, I see, it's not a lot, but some I see like they kind of like hesitant to say they write down their lyrics. You know what I mean? Because I guess we're like we're in a day and age where
Ain't
everybody wants.
nothing wrong with that.
Oh no, it's not. It's, I mean, it's
A
poetry.
creative- a creative
It's
is a
fucking
creative,
poetry.
and- you know what I'm saying? I love a creator, so I mean.
I mean, hip hop is poetry at its finest. You know what I mean? We just putting a beat behind it, because when you go acapella, you take the beat off, it's poetry. You know
So
what I'm
you
saying?
telling me, you know, back in the days I used to be able to like write great poems. So you telling me right now?
You put a beat on it. Put a beat on it.
Hey, okay, you wanna?
Put a beat on
I
it.
bet.
You know what I'm saying? Holla at Jaque, man. Holla at Jaque, man. Let's get some shit working, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some shit streamed. Let's get paid. T. God.
Hey.
You feel me? But
I kind of want to. Okay, so listen, I kind of wanted to change the like segue what we're talking about.
okay,
because
cool. Go ahead. Do
I want to
something.
talk about this. You know, first I give a Chick-fil-A. I want to
yeah.
talk about that whole concept on how you come up with that song. 'Cause I think it's genius, by the way.
Chick-fil-A is good.
Yes.
Chick-fil-A have any girl open them legs. Sorry. You got that?
Damn.
With that Polynesian? Yeah.
But it was definitely a joke at first,
Mhm.
like just all together. And of course, I'm here sitting in front of my computer, and I'm like, you know what? Like I'm bored. Like I wasn't tired of being serious, but it was just like, let's take a break from that for 10 seconds.
So it's a fun song.
Yeah, it was a fun song, and then I got carried away. And I got carried away bad, because I mean everyone's got their little fun, joking songs, but you know, for when I look at like certain sessions and I'm like, wow, this song's actually well put together. why is it so well put together? This isn't, this is weird. And, email it to all the apes, laughing, just, cracking up and then going from there to, wait a minute, we're shooting a video. Like, wait a minute, I'm buying Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I'm throwing the sandwich around in the video. Like, I got nuggets. Like, what, And right in time for Valentine's Day.
I think that song needs to be brought back. The video needs to be brought back during these trying times with Popeyes trying to
I
try
was just about to say,
Chick-fil-A.
I've definitely retweeted it.
How dare Popeyes come in this lane and disrespect Chick-fil-A's excellent customer service? Come on, man.
Look,
Did you go to that evil side?
I try to stay out of this argument.
You can't stay out of it, man.
I try to stay out of this argument.
I need your opinion.
But for right now, I'm gonna excuse it. I'm gonna excuse myself because I always stay out of things. Always do. Stay out of things. When I see people arguing over two things, I go under a rock.
Yeah.
Because y'all don't want to hear what I got to say.
I do. We are here.
I got the sandwich way before any of this happened. And I think I enjoyed it just because none of this was going on. Nobody.
The Popeyes.
Social
the
media
Popeyes
didn't tell me. Yeah. So social media didn't tell me to go get that sandwich. I got it on my own. So
you're not a fucking robot.
Not at all. So I got there and I saw it on the menu. I wasn't going for it, but when I saw it, I said, "Oh, this is a little bit more convenient than what I was trying to get." Fine.
Yeah.
I'll get it. Like, I was hungry.
Yeah.
Get it. I got the spicy one. I like spicy.
I like spicy, so I was gonna ask.
I got home. I ate the sandwich, and that was it. It was fine. It's a sandwich. Okay?
Thank you.
It's
Damn.
a sandwich. That's all it is, and that's all it's gonna be. It's a sandwich. Chick-fil-A got a sandwich. Popeyes got a sandwich. Pick one, eat it.
Shut the fuck up.
Thank you. Literally, like that's all it is. And now it's a big commotion on, which sandwich is better. And I've driven, whatever. I have passed by multiple Popeyes, and I was surprised because when this started going down, like I'm recording, I'm working on a project. I'm not worried about any of this, but for me to actually go out in public and I see that, like, I'm on this busy street and the traffic in the far right lane is because everybody's lining up to turn into a restaurant, and it's like, cool, but do you really like the sandwich? I'm completely fine if you like the sandwich.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm completely fine with that. But do you really like have y'all, has everybody not tried it yet?
Right.
That's why I'm kind of lost. But it's cool. People gonna do what they want to do. That's fine.
And
that's one thing I hate about social media, man. Everybody hopping on the bandwagon, man. Like, just do your own thing.
Look, the reason I'm not complaining is because that was a chicken sandwich, but it can be somebody else's music. It can be somebody's art.
Thank you. And that's what the big argument was. That's what the argument was.
Yeah,
and then it can, and then when people, flock that way, you're not telling them like, hey, well, it's just my art. It's you want everybody to look and really, really enjoy your art. So those same people that are lining up to get this sandwich, it can be somebody's art the next day.
And if you look at the commotion, you know what I'm saying, the excellent free advertisement that social media has given Popeyes, right? Imagine, like how you were saying, imagine if we can do that same shit, right?
To our peers, man.
Oh man, Jaque Beatz, or you know what I'm saying, Jay Noon got the Jigga Juice, or you know what I'm saying, whoever, like, you know what I mean, like, oh man, my friend got a dope ass clothing line. Imagine we put that same, bro. You understand? People are making actual songs and videos to this shit, like 3-minute, 4-minute long content filled type videos, strictly Popeyes versus Chick-Fil-A. You know what I'm saying?
But I saw that the other day.
But I mean, honestly, come on.
I think it's crazy.
Day, but Chick-fil-A has the best customer service.
I mean,
I feel like I'm blessed when I get there and I order my number one or my grilled chicken. I feel like I'm blessed.
I'm just saying this, like, as
I honestly do. Popeyes, they have horrible customer service. You feel me? Yeah, I mean, but goddamn.
I mean, for me, a good meal is a good meal is a good meal. But I just want to take it a step further, like take it back to when you said everybody wants to go get the sandwich because of social media, and I saw a lot of people that I know and love, whatever, like that, talk about this Popeyes and this and that, or Chick-Fil-A and this and that. But they don't even support the stuff that I have going on or somebody else that they know going on. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be so simple as sharing something for free or liking something for free or anything to support that person that you love. You know what I'm saying? But to see those same people who don't even support, you know what I'm saying? But probably owe you money or something like that.
But look though, think about it. Think long and hard about this shit. Pause. Think about how that's not gonna receive. They're not getting any clout off of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, supporting you.
You're not really getting
No. Think about this. A lot of people, if they're not supporting you now, you feel me? And they're gonna support you when you blow up. But if they're not really supporting you now, like, just think about it. Like, they're not supporting you for a reason. Like, it's in there because it's not popular. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, for me, it shouldn't even matter if it's popular or not. I mean, if you have family, like literally siblings, family, friends, cousins, aunties, uncles, who are, debating on a chicken sandwich, why you can't repost my interview? Why you can't repost my interview or like my interview with when we talk about police brutality?
Man, call their ass out.
No, I'm just
call their ass. Hey, look.
I'm not calling.
T&G got a problem with y'all motherfuckers not sharing her shit.
I don't want to call nobody out because, like I say, it's only a matter of time, and I'm just gonna keep going because just keep going because it's only a matter of time. But it's just the fact that that's the day and age you live in. A lot of people just gonna hop on what they gonna talk about what's popping right now, but they won't support their friends or their family until they get that validation from somebody else that they.
But honestly, fuck what they got to say, because still.
I mean, let's ask Jaque. How important is it to you to have people that you love and care for support your art? Is it a big thing or is it not a big thing to you?
I did this for myself.
Thank you.
I did. I literally entertain myself when I do these things. So when I push the limit, I don't push the limit for anybody else. I push it for me. Like, I'm an adrenaline junkie on seeing myself. So it's like, I don't want to do the thing I did last time. So I want to push the envelope. That entertains me, knowing that I keep going further and further and further. Okay. And what I've learned over the years, it takes a while, to kind of get used to, like, hey, everybody you know and everybody you love isn't gonna support you or have your back as you think. Some people that like, there are people you will know for, like, over the years, people who will literally watch you grow up and then tell you what you're doing isn't lucrative, or why haven't you gone to get a job, or you should go get a degree in something, whatever. And I look at them and sometimes it's like, you know what, it's cool. Like, I'm not even like, I'll just look at it as maybe you're worried because you see how this turns out for a lot of people. Yeah. And you just don't want me to be in that predicament.
And you buried your dreams.
Yeah, and you also buried your dreams. So I'm not gonna don't penalize me for trying to live my dream. And I'm not gonna penalize you for burying yours.
And you know how I feel about that. I think with everything I do, right? I think, like, not even I think, I believe, like, when I go into doing things, I don't look at my friends or family. I look at the people I don't know. I want the people I don't know to.
And like I was about to say, like, for me, I don't create content or do interview episodes for my family and friends to show support. I do it initially, like I say, Free Game Radio Podcast was created strictly because we were surrounded by so many of our friends who are talented artists, and I just felt like they did not have that platform. So Free Game Radio Podcast it is the platform that we wanted to create for a lot of our friends who are talented, like you say. Like, these are the people that inspire me. Like, a lot of our friends inspire me, so that's what this platform is created for. But it will help. It would help.
Man, be real. Hey, let me tell you. Hey, look.
You want me to be real?
Tia really want to say, look, if you ain't sharing my shit, if you ain't liking my shit, if you ain't watching my shit, it's a big fuck you. That's all you saying.
No, I'm not saying no. It's not a big fuck you.
Wait. Doesn't this? Okay, here's a question. Does this go back to the likes and the followers?
Right.
Same thing where, you know, there are people who want certain likes and a certain number of likes on their post, or they feel like, well, this post didn't get as many likes as the other post. I feel like, you know, they're not supporting. Like, you got people, you know, like, let's be real, we got the Instagram profiles where your selfie will get, you know, selfie will go through the roof with likes, and then you finally post your business,
you get 10.
Like likes are like scarce.
Yeah, that's real.
And then you feel like, man, you know, y'all here, but y'all don't support me. You know, in a way, like the same way, like, oh, your family loves you, but
y'all don't support me.
You know, that thing you do is like, you know. So like the same way, it's like, what if I was getting like 15K likes on like every picture, but it was from nobody I knew. Like everybody around me, like, hey, I follow y'all follow me, but y'all don't like my pictures. But I see likes from everybody else around me.
That's cool with me.
You see what I mean?
That's
like
cool.
It's cool with you. So it's
cool,
kind of the same thing, and I know it feels different because you have a real life interaction with your family and friends.
Yeah, man.
And they might not come to a concert, or they might not, you know, do exactly what you think they would do, but it's kind of fine because everybody has their own path. And you can't, you know, like you can't force your friends to be fans because your friends listen to what they listen to,
Right.
and what you make might not be what they listen to, and
that's
you know, that's cool.
Like I said earlier, like I don't look at my family or friends for the numbers. I don't look at them if they want to support.
See, the thing is,
I love it to support, but I mean, I don't really focus on that because I feel like whatever. You know what I mean?
Well, for me, it's not a numbers game because again, I don't care about the likes. I don't care about the likes. But if we're like, all I'm saying is this great content as far as like people can learn something from this.
Yeah.
Why not spread the message? So just basically, if it's let's just take it back to the interview that we did with Eric Gardner. That was huge, and a lot of it was huge.
But I mean, you gotta understand, like we were talking about. You know,
I mean, like,
yeah. So I mean, it's the way the coin flips. You feel me? Like everybody deals with that, like all the way up to goddamn, like imagine this. When you become real big, when you're on these fucking MTV panels and shit like that, and you're on Complex, you know, you're doing that shit, that's when they'll listen. But I mean, other than that, keep rocking, man, keep rolling. You know what I mean? Do you feel me? Be you, do you. And,
keep going, man.
Because art is an expression of self. Art is an expression of the reflection of life that they see. You feel me? So whatever you see, however you feel, just create that and just do it. Fuck whoever likes it, because there's somebody out there that likes it. You feel me? It just comes down to marketing and advertisement, so you can get it out to those people. But other than that, fuck them if they not rocking with you right now. Fuck
and
them.
a lot of people aren't comfortable with themselves enough for you to be for you to be so comfortable with yourself to where, you know, you want to say certain things. It's sort of a sacrifice every time. So even with me making music, it's like I'm a little more comfortable with saying things about myself that other people just wake up and think it and call it a day. Or they might make an Instagram post where it's like, oh, it's only 15 likes, so it's not like I'm telling the world, you know, how I really feel about certain things. So, you know, you being that comfortable can make other people uncomfortable. So it's not even really them posting it. It's just like, well, you feel strongly about something, and I don't know how to feel yet. So me posting it is like, do I really feel this way, or do you feel this way? And I'm just
Have you ever read the book called The Four Agreements? Four Agreements, like it was one agreement on there that was basically talking about you can't take things personal because say someone says, you know, does anything bad to you, says anything bad to you, you can't really take that personal because a lot of times something's wrong with that person. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times that person they don't believe in themselves.
Right.
So when they see you actually believing in yourself, they're like, oh,
They don't know how to take
yeah,
that.
what you doing is stupid, man. You're not gonna make it with that. But in reality, you are gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? It's just that they're so caught up.
They think they can't make
Yeah,
it.
so
Right.
it reflects their life. So everything reflects back. You know what I mean? So that was a good point that you brought up, man.
My favorite part of Jay-Z's interview is when he talked about like you looking at somebody and they look back at you and they're like, what you looking at?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you think I see you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was a great interview.
Oh, what you
that
talking
was
about?
a great interview.
What else did he say?
Like basically he was saying like you think I see you. Like you think I see your insecurities.
That's what the Four Agreements is talking
whatever
about.
you feel like you think I see that. So you're getting mad because you know like you know you.
Yeah.
I don't know you. When I look at you, I just see your face. I'm probably not even gonna remember it.
Yeah.
But the fact that I'm looking at you and you're looking at yourself,
Yeah.
you ask me what I'm looking at.
Yeah. And that's what the Four Agreements. That's like really like a big part of the Four
Now you
Agreements.
have a problem with me, and I don't know why.
We giving y'all that free game.
Man, no, let me just tell y'all
That
something.
little free
man.
game
For
right
me,
there. Little
growing
free
up, if I looked at somebody for too long, they were gonna ask you what you're looking at, and then followed by let's fight.
Well, I mean, shit. I mean, you kind of grew up in that.
But for me,
grew up in the South Side.
I did grow up on the south side of Chicago, but for me, it's
You know
like,
what I'm saying?
damn, sometimes I will look at somebody and I'm just idolizing their hair or, you know, because I'm a big energy person. Maybe I feel how pure their energy is and I'm just looking, or I'm just, you know, it could be something so simple as that, and you want to fight me because I admire
Well, I mean,
their
they-
beauty, or I admire.
We're defensive.
Yeah.
So we're not even waiting on we're not waiting on the compliment. We're not waiting on, oh, I like your hair.
We
or,
instantly
yeah,
think
we're not waiting on
that someone's trying to come at us.
we're not waiting on, hey, you look good. We're not waiting on, I like your shoes. We're not waiting on any of that. It's what you're looking at, because you know, once you look at me, it's a problem.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, like shit.
Crazy, but
even-
why is it? But why does it have to be like that? That's kind of crazy to me, right?
I mean, it's human nature. I mean, we can talk about that
I
for
mean,
hours.
people
you know?
stare at me all the time.
But-
I'm like, hey.
But let's goddamn reel that motherfucker back. You feel me? So
What? You just have a
I had to reel that
imaginary, like,
motherfucker back.
you
Yeah.
fishing?
You ever fished before?
I haven't.
You haven't
Nah,
fished before?
son.
I've fished by hand, but I haven't fished.
Damn, you fish by hand?
Like,
Where at?
not like castaway, but like
Oh shit! I'm about to say, damn, he in the motherfucking bear in there, goddamn, just
not
grabbing
like
that
castaway,
shit.
but like anything we want to pull out the water, like we usually like we just go for it.
Damn, where you from?
I'm from here.
You from there? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You ain't got no Caribbean.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. My whole family's Jamaican. So I'm
Shots is real, yo. That's what I'm talking about, yo. Yo, my dad from Manchester, man. Big ups, man.
Oh, you were born here, right?
Yeah, I was born here. But I'm still true yardie. You
Yeah,
feel me? I
right,
still
so-
cook the curry goat. I still roll up the big spliffs. I still do my good shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So how do you feel about like being? Are you the first? The first?
Yes, I'm the first
you're
son.
first?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how does that feel?
So for that was okay. With that, like it was a lot of similarities, and I learned a lot of differences. You feel me? Like even with my friends too. Like I have like a lot of American friends. So like just growing up in a Jamaican family, it was just like simple shit like taking your shoes off before you get in the house. You know what I mean?
That's what I was really getting.
Yeah,
at.
like
if
shit
you-
like that, man.
You walking into
You have to.
like you walking into a Black American home, and you have to you don't even readjust. You just feel uncomfortable because you don't know how any of this works.
Yes, man.
Like you
yes.
think it's the
yes.
same because it's like, oh, you're Black, I'm Black. It's like, nah, it's a little confusing. Like, you know, us waking up, our breakfast ain't your breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
What type of breakfast did you have, by the way?
Ackee and salt.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? So going like anything on the Jamaican menu was pretty much what we're being raised on. And then and then you go sleep over at your friend's house, and you like just small things, like even the atmosphere alone is like you're kind of lost. Like
Yeah.
you know what to do, but you don't like even if it's like the middle of the night and you just want to get up and walk, like
Yeah.
just small things, like you just feel like you're not in the right atmosphere to do it. And it's still kind of, you know, even though I'm grown up to this age, but just learning back, like looking back and learning certain things, like yeah, it's still I can't even put it fully into words, and that's the only reason I asked, because
Yeah.
you know, it's.
I remember like growing up and then having one of my best friends, like he's from the South. You feel me? Like he's from Atlanta, from Decatur and shit like that, right? So I remember we was still young. Like I had to been like probably like 5th grade, probably 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? You stay over, play the video games and shit like that. And the next morning, his mom cooked us breakfast. And you know me, I'm used to probably oatmeal or porridge. You know what I'm saying? And they cook grits and like some other real Southern dish and like bacon and all that stuff. And I was looking at this shit like, damn, what's this, bro? He was like, you don't know what that is? I'm like, nah, man, what the fuck is this? He was like, bro, just put some sugar on it, man. Put your eggs in it. And I couldn't find out it was grits. You know what I'm saying? But the whole time, I'm like, yo, what the fuck is it? It was good. You feel me? It was good, but it was just like you learn a lot of differences. Like I even had to like. I could walk in the house and I didn't have to take my shoes off right away.
Yeah.
But I took my shoes off and they was like, oh, you don't gotta do that? I was like, what? Y'all don't do this shit? Like that shit's crazy.
Yeah,
like,
it's weird when they tell you that you don't have to take off your shoes.
Yeah,
Even
like,
though in your house it's like
you have to do that shit. And then even like when it comes down to like respecting like the elders, like I know like in my house, like it was real big, like everybody who comes in your house, like, you know what I'm saying, your mom and dad already checked them, so you have to respect them, you know what I'm saying? And I noticed like being around a lot of my friends and stuff, I didn't have to call like the older people in the house like Mr. or Mrs. Like I could just call them by their first name. And I always thought that was just like,
okay,
like so like, whoa, I can do that, like, you know what I'm saying? So,
that's kind of old school.
Yeah.
My family definitely dropped that before.
Yeah, my mom, no, they real.
Like my mom literally told me, she's like, I designed this house so you could run around because like you're a kid.
Yeah.
I know you're gonna run in here with your
shoes
shoes
my mom was good with that. Yeah.
Like she's like, I know you're gonna run in here with your shoes on. You're gonna walk on this couch. Like she bought brown stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's like, I know you're gonna do it. Like I'm gonna clean it, but we're not gonna have nothing with like no permanent stains or nothing like because
no crazy shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So she like between my parents, like they literally designed the house to where you can walk, you know, from front to back with your shoes on. And I'm like, your shoes go in your room. So why do you have to, you know, fight with your shoes at the front door, and then and still care like they're dirty still. So you know, like it's just just certain things that like just make things a little bit easier in life. And of course, you learn to respect your elders and you know all these things. But I mean, I didn't really go with the whole like Mr. and Mrs. thing. Like it's like we know you, and we're not gonna just call you by your first name deliberately. But you know, I'm gonna Mr. and Mrs. you know, out of respect. Yeah, like I'm not gonna disrespect you, but like there's a difference between like getting respect and demanding it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so it's like, wow, I can't like you the way you demand it is like, wow, I can't even joke with you. I'm not gonna disrespect you, but
damn, like chill out, B. Chill out.
Yeah, if I can't joke with you, that's a big issue.
Yeah, man. So I mean, I know we kind of veered off, but like
it was a good question.
But it was definitely it was definitely like damn, you have to like learn the differences with other coaches and shit like that.
It's a culture shock.
Yeah, it's a huge ass culture shock to me, man. It definitely was, man. But I mean, like I said, let me reel that motherfucker.
Go ahead and reel it back. I don't know.
Let me reel it back. This nigga talking about he was catching fish with his bare hands. He was like real true yard man dude, man.
What is that? Real yard
man dude, man. So, but I mean, I wanted to reel it back just like on music. You feel me? Because we're here for you. We're here for Jaque Beatz, man. We want to know the ins.
Let's go to the music.
We want to hear about the music. You feel me? Because I just
I ain't nobody, so let's go.
You are somebody.
You are somebody though, man.
But you're super humble. I like that though.
No, you're super humble.
We're gonna look back at this video, at this podcast, like literally, like
damn, he's
later
humble
on
as
in
fuck.
the year.
You're gonna be like, he was right. He was nobody.
No, like he didn't see it now, but
I don't know, man. It's crazy to me because I'm thinking like, damn, how do you think that? But you dropped the song with Skippa the Flippa. He got Young Thug on it. You did some shit with Lecrae. You are basically the fucking silverback gorilla in 808. Like, you know what I mean? You did the shit with no genre.
You better give yourself a pat on the back.
Damn, like
platinum back beats. I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
None of this makes me bulletproof. So.
Oh yeah, none of it does. None of it does. But you know, you can kind of look at it like, you know, at least I did this. You know what I mean? But you know what? The way you think and the way you move
It's the way everybody should think of music.
That's real. It's safe because no matter how big you get, you already know. Like, well, shit, I don't know who I am. Like, I'm just keep going. But let's talk about.
You know what it remind me of though? Before we even keep going,
It better be somebody fire.
it is somebody fire. Lupe.
Oh, Lupe.
Definitely give me a Lupe vibe. Definitely give me a Lupe vibe.
I fucks with Lupe. Lupe is my nigga when it
give me a Lupe vibe.
I love Lupe,
Lupe
man.
is so damn laid back, chill.
He will give you that knowledge, man. You like Lupe?
Yeah.
Yo, Lupe. All right. Quick little story on Lupe. I never met him. I want to though, but like when I was really getting into hip hop, cause like before, like you know what I'm saying, my mom wasn't really on me listen to that shit, so I was sneaking listening to Get Rich Die Trying. You feel me? But when I really, but the first set of hip hop, cause I noticed like, all right, my mom is tripping on this gangster shit, but if I put on some Talib Kweli, some Common shit, she not really gonna trip because they don't curse like that. You feel me? So I'm like, all right, let me veer. Like I have to go this way. I have to go this route. Shout out to moms for that too. But one of my favorite artists, and still to this day, was Lupe, because I was like, damn, like he was from Chicago, but he had that vibe of like the skater type shit, but he was still giving you hella knowledge. And now when you look at him now, like with the last 2 or 3 albums that he dropped, is like insanely, like I have to like sit down and like kind of like write down what he says and go research it because it's actual facts. You know what I'm saying? Like ancient geometry and shit like that. You feel me? But shout out to Lupe for that, man. Like definitely put me on that right path of like looking at lyrical content. You know what I'm saying? And what they call woke hip hop, but I don't think it's woke.
Conscious hip hop.
It's just hip hop, conscious, yeah, whatever. But let's bring it back to Ox though, man. Ox, so that's your latest album.
Yeah.
You dropped that 2017, 2018?
Yeah, that's fourth quarter 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me about that, man. I know we didn't talk about it in the earlier stages of this show, but I definitely want to hear about the creation of Ox, where the inspiration came from, and you know what I mean, like all the good things. Because you definitely have a song on there. I want to say it's called Best Cipher. Was it Cipher?
BET Cipher.
Yeah, yeah. I like that.
I appreciate it.
I like when an artist just be like, yo, I'm just about to spit on y'all niggas. Like I'm about to just give y'all the 1-2. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like that shit. Because that's when it comes down to hip hop. Like, yo, fuck all this other shit. I'm about to give you just straight lyrical content, bash it in your face real quick. You know what I'm saying? And see what you think. Because you gotta like it. You know what I mean? So tell me about that album, man. Because I love the album cover too. You know what I'm saying? I love the album cover. It was like kind of like,
it was like ancient.
Yeah, ancient Afrocentric type shit, but he had the Ox connecting like this shit was fun.
Just in time.
Yeah.
Knowing that the new iPhone came out and there was no headphone jack. So at that point, the aux cord was ancient because it was obsolete to so many people.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, I can't even pass the aux. Your phones don't got no.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know.
Yeah. The iPhone took away that shit.
Facts, that's real, man. I just had that problem the other day.
It kind of like slipped out our hands, and everyone's like,
and we just accept it,
we
bro.
just want to hear some music, but
yeah,
now we gotta decide between charging our phones.
Hey,
I don't even.
Who has the dongle?
I don't even have.
Where's the dongle, goddamn? Like, but yeah, man. Like, tell me about it, man.
It's a personal album. It's become personal.
Yeah.
Now that I've kind of gotten into theories and doing a little research and kind of doing it on myself. And this is when I say, like, you ask me who I am. It's like, hey man, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know because of what I just got done doing. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So it's I would say that I would usually tell people this is 15 different sections of me.
Yeah.
Cut me into 15 pieces.
Yeah.
This is me. I wanted to just I called it. It had a different name.
Mm-hmm.
It had a different name before. I always go through that with projects.
Yeah.
Just doing certain things, working on a whole nother project, and I was like, this project, like this ain't it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's it at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's me like scrapping like a majority of the songs and moving them over, and I was sticking with the name Aux for a long time. It was on the list. And I'm like, no, let's make it happen. And I'm like, all of these songs are gonna, you know, they're gonna like be back to back to back. You look closer, I have even number songs. They all end on a 0.
Yeah.
The aux painting, I painted a first aux when it was literally just an aux chord, and I was like, nah,
that's not gonna be together.
Yeah, so I went back and I sketched the whole ancient thing, and I was like, you know what, this is better. You know, I got the drum machine head, the speaker head, they're passing the aux chord, and I was like, this makes way more sense. This is how I like it. It was ancient, and I didn't even really stick with that cover for a minute. I was, you know, making sure I was weighing out all my options, stuck with that cover, and from that point, I was just making songs whenever. We were in the studio. I know Mike and Willie don't remember this. They fell asleep, but I made High Up. Like we were like whole session, and like everybody passed out. I was like, oh, I got the speakers of myself.
Yeah, I'm about to go in.
You know, quickly like I quickly played those chords in, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna finish this when I get to the house. So, you know, that's High Up. You know, Gone With It, Slowing Down Monday. Those were from the previous project. They got brought, you know, to that project. Everything kind of worked.
The way it's supposed
the way it was supposed to be, and it just turned out like me listening to it. I usually hate my project when it first comes out, and I'm not trying to listen to it until way after. I was enjoying this project way before that. I was like, oh, something's up, you know, enjoying that, and then it coming out, and I'm still enjoying it, and now everyone else is enjoying it while I'm enjoying it. So it was a pretty great feeling.
And I was just gonna ask, are you pretty hard on yourself when it comes to the music?
Yes.
Like how
like Coach Carter hard.
Oh damn, that hard?
Yeah.
Damn.
I knew it.
But I mean, with that, like, I think even like with the episodes, like when we record episodes, like when I'm like looking through the episode and you know what I mean, trying to add like highlights or edit this or whatever, blah blah blah. It's like I'm like really hard on myself. Like, oh Tia, man, you see that shit? I shouldn't. But she's like, nah, man.
I'm hard on myself.
Yeah, but that like. I think if you're too hard on yourself, I think you kind of like miss like the real you or the real, you know, the artistry of you. You know what I mean?
You step back.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not just you. I've learned to like physically step back on my own. That's not a long time though.
Okay.
But before I wasn't doing it, and I woke up with a random health issue. Don't know how that worked, but like I can't even explain it to this day. But I woke up and by the time I got to the doctor, it went away, and I think it came from like just stress.
Yeah.
Altogether.
You want to talk about that? Like what type?
Yeah,
how did you feel? Like what?
It wasn't crazy. Like I really don't explain it. So like, I kind of woke up and I couldn't open one of my eyes.
Oh man.
And I was like, yo.
I mean that's big though. You can't.
You know, but this was like, you know, a while back. Even remembering like my eyes watering, like, oh, I want to do it again. But I kind of woke up and at first I'm like, well, I can't. Like I tried my best not to panic. So I'm like, all right, you know, this could be anything. I could have got bit by a spider. Who knows?
Yeah.
Basically, I got punched in the eye, but you know, when you get punched in the eye, you get the swell, like the black swelling. But it wasn't black, so nobody punched me. So you know, I looked at it and I'm like, oh, it's kind of bad. Like, you know, I was like, yo, we want to roll to the eye doctor and see what's up. By the time I got there, everything went away.
Cool.
He couldn't even explain it, nothing. Like, and at that point, I went to look back at like the environment that I was in currently. Studio was a mess, room was a mess, everything around me was a mess, and I was like, I'm stressing over like my music alone and everything else that I'm trying to do at one point. So it was like, all right, let's take a minute to be human. And you know, get myself together. So I took that time out to really kind of like just clean up things. So when you walk in, like you don't feel that stress from
that's real.
Like, you know, like
I feel that shit. What you
stepping
saying.
over things. Like, cause I just run in the room and just like dive. And like sleep. You know, and then get back up and go straight back. Like,
but it's like chaos in that shit. You gotta clean it up.
Yeah, it was.
That shit real. That's how we
feel.
feel.
So that's, you know, once I learned to kind of get that together, and I learned how to divert all my stress to the music. So I didn't stop stressing. I just know where I'm supposed to put it.
Yeah.
So I learned to put it there. So like the car, not messy. Like the room, nah, none of that.
But you could put it in your music though.
Yeah, like it's great. It's a great place for it to go into music. But everywhere else was kind of like this side reservoir, like, you know, places it wasn't saying that happiness ruins things, but it's kind of like if you went to watch a movie and nothing bad happened. Do you know, like,
yeah.
you know, yeah, so it's,
right.
Or you just, like, you hear about somebody's life and nothing bad happened.
You're like, what the fuck? Your life was so
You
boring.
didn't scrape your knee.
Yeah,
You didn't,
yeah.
you know, like, it doesn't have to be drastic, but nothing, like, no scars, no battle scars.
Right.
You didn't lose not one friend. Nobody died in this movie.
Right.
Your life was actually boring.
Yeah, like, you know, it's actually boring when nothing happens.
Yeah.
So when people look at it, it's like, okay, you're happy, but now what?
Right.
Like when you think about it and you achieve happiness, it's like, now what? When you play, I mean, I played a lot of Grand Theft Auto as a kid, but when you beat the game, that was actually the most boring part, because when you beat the game,
That is
you
true.
were rich. You were, what was it, like a trillionaire? I don't
Yeah, you
know,
get the fucking game code.
like
you get the
you were a
cheat code,
trillionaire,
good.
and you started to lose your mind after you got
I was
all that money on the game.
6 star.
So yeah, you start to like up the ante now. You're like, oh well, I'm just gonna take the cheat codes off and I'm gonna like
Just go crazy.
Like I'm just gonna fight the police all day. And then you get really, really bored, and then you start driving like a normal person.
Oh yeah,
You start driving like a normal person. You get rid of like you wish you could sell the houses, but you can't.
Yep.
So you just go back to the first city and you start living in the first house. You start driving regular cars.
Yep.
And you're trying to get that same feeling you got at the beginning. And then you know what, then you're just like, you know, forget it. I'm just gonna start the game over.
Yep. Or trade it in.
Yeah, but
GameStop gives you $5 for it.
like, problem is you can't start your life over.
Right.
So everyone's like trying to achieve happiness at like 30, and then after you're 30, I'm like, well, what are you gonna do after 30? If you got everything, like you wanna, you know, people wanna they want to get their $1 million check at 26. They want to retire at 30 with their boo, and you know, and you want to have like 3 kids already, and then you turn 31 and your bucket list is finished, and you are 31.
What happens after that? What happens after that?
You don't.
You start spazzing. You
Yeah.
start doing things that you
Start
never
doing
thought
things.
you ever
You
do.
start doing cocaine. Really? Start doing drugs,
Wait,
man.
this shit went all the way left.
Motherfuckers always do cocaine when shit hit the fan, bro.
But like, you know, just meaning like, I think we're just moving a little too fast.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Very true.
I think like folks are like, they're looking at like, oh my God, I'm about to be 30 and I haven't done whatever. I'm like, dude, you're just 30.
And you know what?
I'm glad you just said that.
But
Thank you.
this
I needed
is
that.
great though, because that's why I really like watching and listening to Gary Vee, because out of all these social media influencers, he's not a social media influencer, but he's the only one that I know that will say, bro, you're 30 years old.
So what? Like,
So what?
yeah.
So what the fuck what? Get the fuck up and do what you want to do. Motherfucker, I'm like 40 years old and I'm just now making $60 million. Like, get the fuck up and do it. You know what I'm saying? But you got other people that's saying, like Steve Harvey, millionaires don't get sleep. Like, motherfucker, yes they do, bro. Like you have to get sleep, or you end up cardiac arrest, or you end up fucking dead. Like you have to get your sleep. Health is wealth. Like, you cannot make fucking $100 million or $1 billion sleeping for 2 hours a day. You can't do it. Like, your body actually needs that shit. So there's some people out there that will give you horrible advice, like, oh, you're just sitting on your, like that fucking Everest college guy. Remember that? So you're just sitting on your ass. You're out there eating popcorn. Life passing you by. Like, shut the fuck up.
I used to take that shit personal. Like, hold on, is this motherfucker talking about
Like,
me?
motherfucker, I'm chilling. I did hella shit today. It just happened. Your bum ass commercial came on. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I ain't even gonna hold you, man. That commercial made me go get my ass off the couch and go sign up for Everest. Thank God I didn't.
oh, damn, you stop.
I'm dead ass serious. I'm not even
Damn, so
gonna
you
hold
should've
you,
kept
man.
that shit.
I
You
was
should've
sitting
kept that
my.
shit to
No, I had to tell people. I was
Damn.
sitting on. That's why I took
You
that
was
shit
sitting on your ass,
Right.
eating popcorn.
And I was eating Flame House and chips, but let's
Damn.
And that was real, and I took it personal, so I got my ass up and I went to Everest. That's, you know, and I thank God I didn't go through with that college, but it's real.
But you see how that goes. Like, sometimes, like, there's some people out there that's just gonna tell you some bullshit that they don't even fucking do, and then you gotta understand, like, bro, No, like, all right, so when you're born, right? When you're born, like God or your mom isn't handing you this big ass manual called life to say, these are the instructions to how to be successful. No, it's not like that. You gotta understand, like, people in their fucking 40s are just now finding out what they really like to do. And that's what I call success. That's what I call living life. But, I mean, if you like living, like, if you waking up every day, like, trying to find the next thing I like, I don't think that's the right way. I think you just follow your soul, follow your heart, follow your mind in the right way, and be like, all right, cool. You know what? I do like just painting fucking, like, I don't know, like makeshift dolls and shit like that. Like, all right, that's cool for me. But guess what? It's a market out there, because I guarantee you some motherfuckers out there that like makeshift dolls. Make all your dolls, sell them shits on eBay, Amazon, and all that, and make a fucking website, and boom, there you go. You're a fucking multimillionaire.
Like an entrepreneur.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
success is really
how do you fucking think toys were created? Like, toys were created because people were like, hey, man.
That is, you know what? I was just gonna ask you that. What is your definition of success? I mean, based just talking to you, having this conversation. I mean, like, a celebrity status is not success to you. So, what is success to Jaque Beatz? And don't say you don't know.
Hey,
and I'm not saying I don't know, but I definitely don't feel it yet.
And before you even answer this question, are you a Andre 3000 fan?
Yeah, I like Andre.
There you go. All right, now answer your question.
But once again, like I won't know. I won't know until I feel it.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
It's like I'll do things, and it's like cool. And I think because it took me so long to like learn certain things, and then when I learn how to do something off the bat, it'll be like one step closer.
Yeah.
So the faster I can, create music and, get it all right and not, well, I mean, that's impossible. But, just the less mistakes I can make on the way, and actually like it and get through. And I'm like, wow, I wasn't moving this fast last year. Or, it's one step closer. I don't know what success will feel like for me.
Yeah.
Not saying I won't get there, but I just don't know what it feels like right now, because I know that there's so much more that I could do. The same way I go hard on myself, like I go Coach Carter hard. When they thought they were great, he's like, you're not good enough yet.
Yeah.
Like,
because you're never 100%.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Like I'm standing over me, and it's just like, well, this was cool, but we got way more to do. There's way more that's possible.
Yeah.
Well, I know that you're hard on yourself, but is there anyone else who's hard on you?
No, they're hard on me for being hard on me.
Oh, yeah, like chill, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that then. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. They're like, you shouldn't have to go this hard. And I don't want to sound insane and like, well, only reason I'm here is because I went this hard. And when I say I'm here, meaning I'm here right now, like I could be a year late if I wasn't going this hard, or I wouldn't have the courage to speak Spanish on a song. I would be behind on myself right now. You wouldn't want to see me 2 years behind you trying to figure out why I can't do certain things, because I was taking breaks and worrying about I don't know, health and stuff like that. Like, I know that's important, but a lot of us, we have to go a little bit further and we have to push that envelope, and sometimes it's dangerous, but
damn, that's fucking crazy, bro. Cause I get to the point where like if I'm just sitting on the couch and say I'm just relaxing, trying to watch a Netflix show that I like after the show was over, while the show was on, I'm like, come on, dog, like get the fuck up, like bro, you gotta do some other shit. And it's like it kind of like drives me crazy in a sense. I'm like, damn, will I ever just get to chill? Because I can't never really chill because I'm telling myself like, you gotta do this. Oh, do you know how to do this yet? No. Then go ahead and fucking go on the laptop and learn that shit, research it, read a book or something, because you don't know how to do it yet. So I guess it's like, I'm always on my toes in the sense of like just trying to perfect some shit that I don't know what I'm trying to get to, but I know what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to perfect me. Like, I guess like my inner me is like, bro, like you're not, like, how Dragon Ball Z is like, they got the fucking power odometer thing on there, like, yo, he's only Super Saiyan 3, he can reach 5 like right now type shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like that, man. But
and I don't believe imperfection is the enemy of greatness.
I don't think it is.
That's cool, but I feel like that's a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Like the people who made that up weren't great.
Yeah, definitely. It's just like when people say the sky is the limit. I don't believe the sky is the limit because if you're a fucking astronaut, you know the fucking sky is not the limit. You know, once you pass the fucking clouds and shit, you into another stratosphere and all that.
That's still the sky.
You know what I mean? Like you reaching another level. You know what I mean? So
you're not getting past the sky.
you know what I mean? And also, I know it's got kind of deep on that, man. But I, you know, want to talk about music still. So, did you go to Dallas?
Yep.
I need to know what the fuck happened in Dallas, bro. Because Jay Noon dropped 3 a.m. in Dallas. You dropped 1 a.m. in Dallas. Like, was Dallas like a huge like reflection of life and like where I'm at right now? Like, cause you dropped the song, and I'm just like, it's like, damn, like you're talking about like relationships, talking about this girl, like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck happened in Dallas for motherfuckers to sit back like, yo, I gotta reflect on this right now?
We had a crazy show.
Yeah.
All together. Like, come on, once again. Each chain 8. We call it 8 chain.
Yeah.
We're all together. You know
it's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
man.
so like it was already
you were there, man.
It was already 8 chains in Dallas. So we was already having a blast. It was already like just driving in the car, already funny, everything.
Yeah.
Now I think this was Jay's first time in Dallas.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said.
Yeah. So I've been to Dallas, you know, a number of times. And I know a couple folks there. So that was kind of the subject matter for me.
Yeah.
You know, getting there and it's like, yeah, you know, for me, some people it's late, but 1 a.m., you know, the night is young.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
yeah, that's when
I
I get
literally won't be here for long. Like we gotta go back.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how it ended. I like the way the music switches. You know, going from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. Yeah. It's like, you know, 1 a.m. is like, you know, like, you cool. And then 3 a.m. is like,
we about to get active.
Like, it's 3 a.m. Like, it ain't no turning back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, really, that was just a great combination of music. It ought to be 1 8-minute song.
It should be, though.
It should be. Really don't know why we made that separate, but
it should be, because it was just like, you got the kind of...
It's not too late.
It's not too late.
It's definitely not. It's definitely in a playlist called Ape in Dallas.
Hey.
Okay. Is it on Spotify?
So did you meet Erica Beatz?
Apple Music. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
That's my girl.
Yo, shout out to Erica, man. Hey, I fucking love Erica. Shout out to so goddamn trill, as people in Texas would say. Trill. You feel me? But, man.
That's my partner.
1 a.m. in Dallas, man. I looked at that because I also was focusing on 3 a.m. in Dallas, and that was like a huge song for me from Jay Noon. And then 1 a.m. in Dallas, I'm like, oh damn, like after the show or before the show or whatever, you guys must have really reflect hard on everything, and it was like, yo, I gotta focus on this time, bro. I gotta focus on me being present right now and how I'm feeling, bro. Let me just do it right in there.
Yeah, and that's something that's like not really rare, but it's like all this practice came up to this moment.
Yeah.
Like to where when we wake up and we like, you know, we gonna do a song right now.
Yeah.
Boom.
And
there it is, it happens. So basically like, all these years of, you know, working hard and all that allows us to make something that fast.
Yeah.
Because it's just us. It's not like we got you know, like a super team of people ready to just, you know, do all the work for us. It's like, no, we gotta do this, then we gotta do the other side of the work. We gotta do the other side of the work. So, you know, we gotta do all the technical, like, you know, technical stuff. Like, yeah, we had to do everything. So that was just a real fun moment. And then we had our equipment with us, you know.
Yeah, so he was good.
Yeah, we were good. So we weren't like kicking our feet up when we got there. It was like we kicked our feet up. We were like, nah, no, we didn't.
Cause shit, Mikey and Half dropped a song out there too. Like, yeah, it was like
they were shooting video.
Yeah, y'all niggas was working. I think Erica dropped a song too. Like, y'all was working, and that's
Jay Noon was actually in that video, and that
yeah, y'all was working.
I was on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah. So I guess
sure.
like being around you now, talking more with you, it's like you kind of like to be the guy like in the back of the room in a sense until you get on that stage.
Yeah.
Cause you turn to, I don't think you noticed this shit, but like you chill now, but you turn to a whole nother motherfucker on that stage, man. Like you turn to somebody.
Yeah, man.
Like damn, I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh damn, like that was my introduction to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that was dope. Like being my introduction to you while you performing on stage instead of on the album on iTunes and shit. You know what I mean? But like, first time hearing all your music was you performing that shit on stage. So I caught that energy and that shit stayed with me. And I was like, well, that's how he is. Like in my head, like that's Jaque Beatz.
That's who you're gonna like. That's who you're gonna see.
You know what I'm saying? Because
you're just like this guy.
so cool, man. But so I mean, we coming down to the last bit of the show, man.
Yeah, man.
And it's definitely cool to have you on the show, bro. Like, I got to know more about you because this episode was more. I wanted to get to know you more, you know what I'm saying, musically, you know what I'm saying, personally and everything like that, you feel me? So I feel like we got that down, you know what I mean? I don't think we skipped anything. And if we did, we can always do a part 2. It's too easy, you know what I mean? Because we got the platform to do the shit.
Yeah,
but I want to know what's next for you, man. I want to know, like, what does Jaque Beatz have under his sleeves next, man? Like, what do you got next, bro?
Well,
He's funny, man.
I think this is gonna be the first time I'm really saying this in like so-called public.
Okay.
In the digital public.
Free game exclusive?
Okay.
So what I've been practicing lately is how to is it really a how to? Not really a how to, but I'm just learning like how important the background is.
Yeah.
We always look at things on a surface level. We learn to, like when you meet a person, and for example, you met me, well, technically you saw me on stage.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's like surface level, and you're like, well, I want to interview and get to know this person.
Yeah.
So now you're learning the background.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to like how to see things on the other side. Like every coin comes with 2 sides, everybody has a story, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So it was the day I woke up and I wanted to finally like tell the back story to Ox.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of people, we've handed it to a couple of people, letting them know like this is the real Ox. You can enjoy Ox how you want, but this is what it really is.
This is what it is, yeah.
So how did you play through?
Yeah, I played through.
I played through Ox. Okay.
Yeah, man.
So the first song is the last song.
Oh.
And we actually start with Gone With It.
Oh, okay. So you kind of did the reverse type shit.
Not in reverse, just the first song.
Yeah, okay.
First song's the last song.
Yeah.
So next time you start track 2.
Yeah.
And then you realize like, okay, the transition is like kind of rough between High Up and Gone With It.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, Gone With It. It's first song musically. At the end of Gone With It, there's a little sample that plays, goes, don't tell me you're gone, etc. It's kind of a foreshadowing. Slowing Down is basically me meeting a girl, of course, and she has been thinking of slowing down, obviously. Along with that, I get a call Monday, which shows that old girl I used to talk to, a whole nother girl. She's like, hey, pregnant, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, this gotta be a joke.
Yeah.
Literally driving over there, I'm like, look, God, if this is a joke, I'll never, ever again.
I'm wearing a condom.
Pulled up.
Yeah.
Oh, I was strapped. Like, this is beyond me. I don't know how,
Beyond me.
It could have been a live, who knows? But I pulled up, and of course she April fooled me, and from that point I was like, all right, a deal's a deal, like, and from that point I decided to be low key.
Yeah.
BET Cypher is me really getting better at my raps. Literally BET Cypher was me showing my cousin how BET Cypher should go. Yeah. and
you did that.
And when I showed it to him, I was like, wait a minute, I'm just gonna record this. There's no way I'm doing this and not, I'm not gonna write all that and not record it.
Yeah.
Going into heart emojis, everyone's favorite song.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I like that shit.
Yeah, oh my God. I love that. When you performed it at the 808 Ape show, I was like, yo, the crowd, like just the audience, I'm looking around like, yo, this guy is phenomenal.
Yeah. everybody want to hear about a little bit of love.
You know what I'm saying? Hey.
So that song is basically me and the girl I'm slowing down with. This is us having a phone call, of course. Over and over is, of course, you make love over and over again.
Yeah.
You know, it's really, you know, it's just there.
Mm-hmm.
It's self-explanatory.
Mm-hmm.
Movies and appetites, pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Pretty kinky, etc., etc.
Yeah. Everybody
We
knows.
get to everybody knows. You know what? I've actually skipped something. I'm sorry. When you get to low key, you know, there's a Verse Insurance commercial at the end.
Yeah.
Where I say that death isn't a comfortable conversation, especially as an up and coming artist.
Yeah.
Back to, I always make sure I never skip anything. BT Cypher, the skit at the end, where the TV show is going on, the same song from Gone With It is playing in the background. We now back down. I know I jumped all over the place. Back down to Everybody Knows Widescreen and Diamond refers to my career, where everyone starts to know you. You're in videos, widescreen. You know, everyone says it's gonna be a movie. Diamond, you don't feel the pressure. You don't feel any real pressure yet, so you assume you're already Diamond. You know, it's kind of that overconfident. You're confident a little bit too early.
Yeah.
After Diamond, of course, is praying because all your friends aren't coming with you. You know, you start to feel jealousy. You know, well, people start to feel jealousy. They feel a certain way towards you. They feel like, you know, they didn't come with you, or
definitely.
you know, like people drop off on the way. You have way less friends than you thought you did. You know, after praying, I believe it's Plug. I forget my own track. Let's look at that. Now, and you know, this is another favorite for everyone to love Plug. And there's a part in Plug where I say, you know, you're not wrong, but I'm not good at it. Help me help you. Well, I think you should have it. I love you.
Yeah.
Isn't, at first we think that Plug is just about like old flings, et cetera, but the girl that I've been talking to the whole time is now pregnant. And at the end of Plug, the plug is pulled because it was a miscarriage. And
stories.
when you get to years, I tried, when we were, this was a while back, so when we were breaking up, she kind of hit me with like, hey, you weren't as emotional as I thought you were about that situation. And first, you know, I didn't know how to feel. You know, so I'm like, well, I'm an artist, I can probably just get this out in the song. Did a song, Jay Newton will completely disagree with me, but I told him that the song is whack. He listened to it, he thinks it's the greatest thing ever. Anyway, we, Years, which is the last song, is the remake of that song. So when the song starts and I say it feels like I'm getting fly for the first time, it actually feels like I died for the first time. When at the end where the strings are playing at the so-called end of the project, it's actually singing. It's like they're actually playing out the prayer. So it's just, now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep it. Like from there. And you start to hear this sound right after that plays, and it transitions into High Up smoothly. And High Up has 7 levels, and we all know that this is the ascension. Going into heaven. And back to Years, where the hook says, I've been dreaming this for years, is actually, I've been dreaming this for years. The project was released in 2017. This situation happened 4 years before. When you look at the aux cover, there are 2 people on there. One of them is clearly me with the drum machine for a head. And the other one, which I'd say is my son, handed me the aux cord to tell the story. The 4 dots above the aux cord are the 4 years between the situation and the project dropping.
Damn, that's deep as fuck. Bro, that's how I can tell right now that you write all your shit. No one helps you. You know how no ghostwriters. Because guess what? You just gave me track 1 through fucking 15 and told me the story for each track.
How are you, I just want to know, how are you able, like, I know, like, for artists, you're able to put your life situation into music.
But that makes the story.
I know, I understand. I understand that makes the story, but I just want to know, if we were to take away the music, how else would you have been able to deal with those type of situations? Because those are tough situations to go through.
I don't know. That's real. Like when I say I don't know, I'm not saying I don't know because I can't answer the question. But I'm glad that music's here because I don't know how it would have, you know, how things would have, how they would have went. I don't know how. You know, this is the pathway that was chosen. So like music has actually saved me with a lot of things. Saved me from arguments, getting into it with people. Just certain things, like people have diaries, people have people go talk to therapists, they have friends they can vent to. Like this is where I go. And apparently I believe the song didn't work out at first because it was supposed to be bigger than a song. Yeah. It wasn't supposed to be like, hey, just tell the world what happened. Like straight up. It ended up being a project, and you don't find out what you say until it's done. And then you look back and you're like, wait a minute, and I have to research myself. This is when you ask me who I am, I'm like, I don't know. Because I'm an audience member, I just don't have a name. I'm watching, I'm basically watching myself make these things. So I look at the project and I know what happened to me. And I didn't lie in my songs. And for everything to just line up.
Was great.
And I joked about it at first. I was like, this is the aux theory. And I pulled the first song to the bottom.
Damn.
And then,
you know what reminds me of that?
Wow, man.
Kendrick Lamar's last album, Damn, where really he was like, he was really supposed to play the album in reverse. And I did that. I was like, oh shit, it makes perfectly good sense. So you saying the high up is supposed to be at the bottom, at the end. Damn, bro.
Yeah. So,
You a real fucking artist.
I knew from day one, bro. When I saw you, I'm like, man, this guy's something
that's
really special.
I wasn't really expecting that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, damn, bro.
I'm just here.
You here, man, making hits, man. You connected with the universe, bro. You believe in that shit? Cause all right, look, not to make a joke, but I follow B.O.B, right? And before they shut down his Instagram, he had a lot of shit dedicated towards the universe, law of attraction, like, ancient aliens and shit like that. Did he ever sit down with you? Did you ever have a conversation?
We didn't, when we were in the room, we didn't
talk about personal beliefs and shit like that?
No, not necessarily. It was just more like everybody in the room is like an equal. We all have the right to think what we want to think, et cetera, et cetera. It was never we never walked into the room and divided each other. Yeah. So, we're just like, hey, let's do the music. It was never everybody has their personal thing. Yeah. So it's I can't tell you what to do with your page. You can't tell me what to do with my page.
He had me. I'm not gonna lie. He had me one time I was on his Instagram for an hour or so, scrolling through, learning all this shit. I gotta research this. It was some, you know what I'm saying, some far out ancient alien shit, shit I already kind of knew about, but I didn't know if it was really real. So he kind of confirmed it. Let me go research it now. You know what I'm saying, shit like that. But damn, bro, Jaque Beatz, man, you in the fucking building, man. Thank you. Thank you for real, bro. Thank you
I can't believe we're actually here. Damn.
Damn, man. Yeah,
I'm really a fan.
No, it's truly a fan.
I'm really
bro.
a fan.
And I like how I became a fan because I think a lot of times I always become a fan of some. Usually become a fan of them hearing you hear that song on the radio or your friends oh yo man, I'm about to share this song with you on SoundCloud or whatever. But I got to become a fan of you while you perform.
Organic.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that will always to the free game message. Free game message, man. It's a good message. It's just basically every time we interview somebody, we want them to give the people, our viewers, the world, something positive, something, whether it's financially great, spiritually, mentally, or even if it's for their career. We always want to hear the message from the interviewer. That's why we call it free game message, because we always believe that the game should be told, not sold, especially within our culture. But you gotta reciprocate the energy, you feel me? So, Jaque Beatz, man, we here, man, we talk about everything, try to get to know you, you know what I mean? And we wanna know, man, what's your free game message?
Wow.
Yeah, man, we kind of put you on the spot like that, yeah, we do that.
this is gonna sound so cliche.
Okay.
So
Okay, let me hear it.
cliche. And I'm mad because all the cliches that you hear actually work.
They do.
When they tell you, just keep doing your thing, you're gonna turn around and you're gonna be like, what is this thing that I just keep doing?
Yeah.
But it's true. Like if you stick to what you're doing, that doesn't mean stop learning, doesn't mean any of that. Like just keep growing. You're gonna turn around and think you're gonna force yourself to grow, but it's not really.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really how it works. It's a life for real.
Mm-hmm.
But literally, like I wasn't here to say just keep doing your thing, but anything is possible. You can literally create anything that you want to create.
Yeah.
Like you can literally do whatever. I didn't know at first. You think like you can do whatever you want to do, and then you start thinking about like all the stuff you got to pay for.
Yeah.
And that's not really.
Yeah.
That's not really what it is. Like there's a lot of stuff you can do out here for cheap. Like you can do like. A little goes a long way.
Mm-hmm.
An inch turns into a mile.
Yeah.
Real easy.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to push the envelope. Literally. If you think you've gone too far, you have not gone too far.
Yeah. There's no end.
No.
I realized that.
It's really not. And then you're gonna man, I really sound cliche right now, but you're really gonna look back and you're gonna be like, did I really do
Oh man.
did I really impress myself? Like impress yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So when you actually do turn 30 or whatever that year is, you think everything is over.
Right.
At least impress yourself. Have that story to tell. You go to your grandparents right now and everything wasn't just easy breezy. Like it was a stormy night in Georgia.
I had to walk 3 miles to go to school.
My grandma always got a story like that.
Always. They be lying though, man.
So like this, you don't want to be the grandparent with no stories.
Oh yeah.
And
good shit. I like that.
You are deep.
I like that.
I guess.
I like that.
Like,
don't be the grandparent.
Don't be the grandparent with no stories.
With no stories. That's a boring ass grandparent.
Like you really they don't want to come to your house no more.
Yeah. My grandma had hella stories. My grandpa had hella stories. Found out there was a pimp back in the day.
Like do it like their stories sounded extreme.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like push the envelope because your kids gonna have kids, and when they come see you, they gonna want to know what you was doing back in your time.
Yeah.
If you ain't got nothing to tell.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they just kids. They gonna look at you like
you lame as hell.
Story.
You lame as hell, man. Look, man. And I think one thing you can say for artists, try to get your royalties.
Oh, yeah. Do your paperwork.
Yeah, do your paperwork, man. I'm finding out a lot of these rappers out here don't own their fucking music. Dude, though, did you? I know we the last name, but did you just hear about Hasbro Toys buying Death Row Records?
I heard about that.
Yeah, this shit just happened.
Look, man, I live on the rock. But what is Hasbro gonna do with it?
I don't know, but they own all that shit that was under there, man. I'm gonna research more and I'm gonna try to get more on it, man. But hey, man, we got the free game message from Jaque Beatz. You feel me? The guy's been doing hella shit out here, man. You feel me? Researching.
Amazing.
Look
Make sure
him
you
up.
follow him, by the way.
Make sure you follow him. You feel me? He does follow back. You know what I'm saying? He just got to read through the notifications, y'all.
Yeah,
That's it. Don't worry about it. Look, man, it's
Wait, before we end, he gotta let us know like all his social media.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm just gonna spell it out: JaqueBeatz. All platforms.
All platforms. Thank you. You make it easy for us.
Instagram,
You make it easy for us.
Twitter, Apple Music,
All that good shit.
Spotify.
Yeah.
Apple Music and Spotify, no spaces,
Mm-hmm.
10 letters. Jaque Beatz is actually one word.
Yeah. 10 letters.
Reality, Yeah.
Are you on Black People Meet?
Not anymore.
Yeah, okay, cool. He's not on there no more. So I'm looking at all right, man. Hey, look.
Pre-Game Radio Podcast.
Hey, before I like to go, man, we always gotta say more life.
More blessings.
More success. It's Free Game Radio Podcast. People, it's your boy Poppy Don.
That's your girl Tia G.
And we got the talented, the mystical being Jaque Beatz, man. So
Yeah.
we out of here, people, man. Love, respect, all that good shit, man. Out of here.
Outta
I'm the
here.
best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. No one can stop me. I'm the best ever.
You are watching a master at work.